leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer, that circle the lips, play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
What do you think of this?
Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives Live. Tonight, we welcome special guest star Vincent Frank Bacciagalupe Scungilli III. We then have a visit from John Vaeth from the Firefighters Foundation. Next up is our good friend Nancy Carbone, founder and executive director of Friends of Firefighters. We wrap things up with a few yucks from comic Jaime Gravy. Laughter Saves Lives Live is brought to you by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. And now, welcome your hosts, J.V. Larocchia and John Larocchia.
Hey, here we are, Laughter Saves Lives Live. How come my name...
Live.
Laughter Saves Lives Live. How come my name is the same as yours, but I'm la, and you're just la?
Because you've been around. You're like. What are you like?
Because I'm the host.
You're like 79 years old, so it's.
I'm getting
80,
old.
80.
That's for sure. I'm getting old, and I had a vegetarian meal for dinner.
Oh my gosh! Alert the press.
Healthy. What is it? Healthy meals, healthy choice. We get them delivered.
No,
it was a meatless meal tonight.
I think it's called
Healthy Chef.
No, it's
Chef the Healthy Guy.
I don't know what it is. Who cares?
They deliver them to the house once a week.
They're all a
Hey
rip-off.
Tracy.
They're all a ripoff.
But
no, I'm just kidding. They're actually quite good.
Some of them
We use Home Chef.
Chef,
who's now sponsoring the show.
We use Chefy Home. That's true. We should get them to sponsor the show. And when you do, here's the problem with those
That's
things.
a lie. They're not doing that.
And when you do,
I'm just
when before we start, which we did start, I want to thank the law firm of Barasch and McGarry.
Yes, they actually are sponsoring the show.
They are our sponsors. They're our signature sponsor, and they just re-upped for another year.
Thank you. That's
Thank
very
you,
nice.
Barry. Yes,
Very
Michael
nice.
Barasch. We saw him the other night at the big show in the city.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
They looked at you and they said, "I want to go another year with this guy. I want this guy. I want to hitch my horse to
Hitch
this
my
guy.
wagon.
Hitch my wagon. Hitch my horse.
Hitch my horse.
Well, for you, it might be a horse.
Hitch my wagon.
For hitch your wagon to you for another year. They thought that was a good idea.
They thought it was a great idea. Thank you. And
Thank you, Barasch.
And let me tell you something. You cut me off in the middle of the bit that I was doing there. That's
well,
okay.
It probably wasn't good anyway.
I want to thank Chicago's The Real Chat Daddy Show for having me on this week.
Right.
Live show in Chicago.
Right.
And the reason I'm on that show, you know what it is? Because we got a PR lady. She's a PR lady. Tracy Harper, thank you.
You know what I was going to say?
Enjoy.
When you first started saying, stop that.
Lady.
Stop it. When you first started saying, I want to thank, and you started it, and you said Chicago, I thought you were just thanking the city. Like you were like, I just want to thank Chicago.
No, I want to thank The Real Chat Daddy.
Chicago.
What?
They talk there.
Chicago.
Some of them. Chicago. No, Chicago.
So I was saying.
Bears. You know those guys.
So when we leave here, you know it's like the White Castle or something for me because the meatness less meal was delicious.
Well,
delicious.
Let's be honest. It's debatable if White Castle is meat as well.
True. We lost them as a sponsor. So big day this May 21st for two reasons, right?
Yeah, big day in our family for two reasons.
May 21st. Good. You want to say it?
Yes. Well, first, Olivia Larocchia, my sister, is graduating college.
That's right.
And second, my daughter, Lillian Virginia Larocchia.
Lollapalooza, Petunia Larocchia.
My daughter, Lillian, is going to be one on the
same day. Up in Binghamton, we'll be celebrating. And I'm going all out. I am catering some food for after the graduation from Wegmans, the supermarket in the area. Yes, John Larocchia is catering for graduation and his granddaughter's first birthday from the supermarket.
Which is why we will be getting other food.
Supposedly it's pretty good.
Oh, here he is.
There he is. Wants a little bit from Wegmans.
I thought since you were speaking about the family, and so we don't have to make the lad wait, we have Vincent in the waiting room.
Oh,
why don't we
That's a
start
good
off
idea.
segue.
3 Larocchias on screen at the same time?
Let's go.
All right, so let's bring in Vincent Frank Bacciagalupe Scungilli Larocchia.
Hey, that goose,
That little goose. What's going, Goose?
Hi, Daddy.
Hi,
Hey.
handsome boy. What's up?
How are you?
Good.
Good. So, you know the reason you're on tonight? Oh, you got
Oh,
a
you got
Lego car.
He built that car all by himself.
Good segue. So you love the Legos, and now another
Oh,
Lego,
another
very
one,
nice.
another one,
Hopefully
yeah.
you
It's a Lego police truck.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent. Hopefully you don't have all your Legos
so
there.
segue into it now, quick.
Maybe he's going to put it in now.
Okay, here we go. So Vincent,
Vincent Frank.
you when?
I want a Lego car.
Oh my gosh,
Excellent.
amazing!
He's got a lot of those.
I know.
Could be,
So Vincent, you're on the show today to talk about where we went a couple weeks ago. In case people want to go there, where did we go?
Next, I'm gonna go to Adventureland.
hold on, hold
Okay,
on.
you're going to Adventureland tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Exactly.
Okay, well, where did you go a couple weeks ago?
Legoland.
Now, there's
Legoland.
a lot of children who have never been to Legoland. Tell them what the good things are at Legoland.
Yeah, what was the best part?
What's the best part?
The best part was the racing cars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And you drove in those racing cars, right, bud?
I was the goodest driver ever, and I broke a record.
You broke a record.
Uh-huh.
Yay.
What else did you like about Legoland? Did you like going on the roller coaster, your first ever roller coaster?
No.
No.
He did not like that. I can vouch for that.
How were the hotel rooms?
Oh, yeah. What
How
were the
many
hotel
accommodations?
Goody.
What did you have in the hotel rooms? What were they? Where did you sleep?
I slept in a bunk bed. Good
A
night.
bunk bed at Legoland. That's
Whoa,
huge.
who slept in the bottom?
Nobody.
Next time you bring grandma,
Oh, we don't bring
who can
grandbags.
sleep in the bottom.
No, we don't want that.
Every family trip should have a grandbag.
No, we don't want grandbabs.
Right, Goose?
Goose, what else about Legoland did you like? What were the other rides you
I
liked?
got a Lego for the school.
Oh, yeah, you got a Lego school.
All right. Can I ask you a question about your regular school?
Oh, boy.
What happened with your jacket yesterday? I walked you to school. You had a jacket. You came out of school. You had no jacket.
Hang on, I just need to change.
What? Talk to me.
We got dead air.
I gotta fix the door.
He's fixing his Lego car.
Oh, he's fixing
All right, you know what? Let's.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on this thing.
Okay,
Oh, good.
great.
All right.
Okay, good. He's very excited about the Legos.
Yes,
He's
always.
and I'll tell you what, I loved Legos growing up, and I really loved doing them with him. He's amazing with them, and he is the best kid in the world.
And it's a good move to make him do Legos on a TV interview. Always
right. And Goose, where did we come from today? What did we just do? You and I today. Where were we?
Baseball.
Baseball practice.
All right, let's let him go to bed.
All right, go to bed, Goose.
Go to bed, Goose. We'll talk to you.
Daddy, no!
All right.
We gotta go. We got other
You
people.
can stay up
Love
a
you.
few more minutes. A
Yeah.
few more minutes.
You can have a treat. Mommy will give you a watermelon something.
Give me-
Yay!
Hey.
Very good job, Frank. Very good job. So that was Vincent Frank
Bacciagalupe.
Yeah. All right. This is the question I wanted to ask you. We're both big baseball fans. The Mets are getting a little hammered tonight.
Well,
But
it's early.
I was watching a video and I wanted to ask you, putting aside Mike Piazza's home run after 9/11, which is a big home run to Met fans, really in the history of baseball, could you name 3 of the greatest home runs ever hit in baseball? I want to see if you name the one that I got.
Baseball or the
History.
Mets?
No, not Mets. Baseball history.
Well,
Piazza's home run's going to be in there.
Sure. So wait, you're asking me home run, me personally, or
No.
what I think the greatest?
The greatest
Okay.
home runs in baseball history.
Bobby Thompson.
Okay, one.
Bobby Thompson.
That's not the one I'm looking at.
Giants win the pennant.
Right, that's a big one.
Well,
Give
this
you
is
2
you
more.
putting me on the spot here.
Yes.
I would say Joe Carter because he won a World
Good.
Series. Joe
Correct.
Carter in 1993.
It was a walk-off World Series
Yes,
home
it
run.
was.
Was that the only one ever?
No, Bill Mazeroski was.
Oh, okay.
Was another one. He
Give me one more.
Joe Carter.
One more.
And then I'd say You know, I'd say I'm going to go a little out for this one. It's not going to be a game winner. But I have to say McGuire's record breaker, the 62. I know,
right.
obviously
That's
now
true. No,
the steroids and all that.
What about the one?
But that saved baseball as a strike, and it broke a record nobody thought would be broken.
How about what's his face when he pinched hit the Dodgers? Tommy Lasorda.
Kirk Gibson.
Well, that was a great home run.
Up there
because I just watched the video before.
That was a great home run.
Thank you to St. Stan's in Queens. We had a wonderful night, a fundraiser for the PTA there, and thank you. We're going to be doing some work finally with the Terry Farrell Foundation. I had lunch with Brian Farrell. Who do you think paid for lunch, me or Brian? Who do you think?
Well, I've been to lunch with you many times, so I'm going to say Brian.
There you go. Just like driving here, and you said to me, I left my wallet home.
I did do that.
There you go.
Are you leaving us here? Sorry, I didn't.
I don't know where I'm
I did do that, but it wasn't on purpose. We needed to get out of the house, and I guess it was kind of on purpose. Who we kidding?
2009 Saturn. I mentioned this before the show. Both Bobby and my son said, what do you bring that up? Let's see if there's some magic that can come. A 2009 Saturn passed inspection. He called me. I answered the phone. I figured, how much is it going to be? Passed inspection. My Saturn.
Now, did it pass inspection or did it, hey, don't worry about it, passed inspection?
Oh, let's move forward. Let's go. What we'll do is let's go.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think John Santo's watching? No, right? He doesn't watch unless he's on, right?
I don't think he's watching.
Probably not.
Why?
Because I feel like my Tony Soprano impression's pretty good.
I think it's.
I mean, it's definitely not a hit, but
let me see it.
It's kind of what I was just doing a little bit. Like
that was Tony Soprano.
He talks.
Wait, let me finish. He talks like this. Get me the gabagool.
No,
yes, it does. It's because he's very nasally. So he's like, hey, Sil, what the you talking about? Pretty good. I mean, listen, for an amateur, I think
that's not bad. Let's go to a break, and we'll be back with John Vaeth from Fight for Firefighters Foundation.
Going real smooth so far.
Perfect. It's going. Talk more about the Saturn later.
No, we will not. We will not.
We will.
We're not going to do that.
We're gonna.
It's stupid.
We're gonna learn.
9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barasch and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
This thing.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
We are back.
Oh, I see from the picture. But look, you can see all my toys.
I know.
I got a fire truck. You got an army truck, and all that.
Oh,
I forgot to say with Vincent Frank there when I dropped off for school, I stuck the jacket in his backpack. And then when I picked him up, it disappeared. He didn't know where it was. And his first answer was the substitute teacher took it home. That was such a cool response. Like, where did you get that from? Why would she take your jacket? I don't know. Let me play. Let me play at the playground. All right. So our first guest tonight, well, our second guest tonight is, I don't know if he's the president of Fight for Firefighters. I should have had his title here, John Vaeth. Come on in, John. Tell us what your title is. Oh, he's got the whole team.
Supporters, too.
All righty. Who do we got there, John?
It's right around bedtime, so I got the whole family with me.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's around bedtime for me, too.
I hear you.
Who's the little guy first? Who's the little guy?
Hi.
Hi. Hey, how are you? What's your name?
Say hi.
How old are they, John?
Madeline is 6 and Connor's 4.
Daddy, 6 and 2/4.
Wow. 6. Okay, well, you're not exactly 6.
Right.
And have you guys ever been on a TV show before?
No.
You'll be very excited for years.
Right.
We got a huge following, kids.
Listen, when you go to school and you tell them you're on a TV show, his name is actually Jimmy Fallon. So
no.
When you say what show you're on, make sure you say it.
What did you guys have for dinner tonight?
Cheeseburgers, s'mores.
Oh, good choice.
Cheeseburgers. What did you have on a cheeseburger? Tomatoes, onions, what? What did this guy have?
Mac and cheese, this guy, you know?
Oh, that's a staple. That's a staple.
Ask him a question. Ask him about what you grew up on.
Mac and cheese. I used to love hot dogs in my mac and cheese, sliced thin. No?
Have you ever had hot dogs
no,
with
guys?
mac and cheese?
Try it.
I don't like hot dogs.
Oh, all right. Well, then that's good. That's good.
Speaking of Jimmy Fallon, tonight, a great question to ask Kevin Eubanks.
All right. So it was nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.
And they're gone.
And
they're gone.
They're out.
Guys.
Good night. Good night. Nice meeting you.
Good night.
Oh, love it. Love it. You have just the 2, John? Just the 2?
What was that? I'm sorry.
You only have those 2 kids?
Yeah, just the 2 kids, 4 and 6.
That's enough.
That's enough.
It's a lot.
For sure. I can attest.
He has 12, it seems like.
I have a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old, and two's good. Two's good.
So first of all, it was great seeing you the other night in person at the show. Seeing you guys laugh over there was great.
Listen, we've had a very hard couple of weeks. It was insanely hard, and you guys really helped us get through some things. And we were able to laugh, and it was a real special night.
I appreciate that. I figured maybe one of the first things we'll talk about just quickly is Timothy Klein was the firefighter that was lost a few weeks ago. He was a regular volunteer for you guys from Ladder 170. And I thought it might be nice if you told us a little bit about him.
Mine is, was special as it gets. He was a board member of the Fight for Firefighters Foundation. So he made the decisions. He helped us get raffle prizes. He was at every single build. He volunteered a lot of his life to helping people. And he is as good of a person as you could ask anybody to be. And honestly, I hope my son ends up being just like Timmy Klein.
I love that. That's so nice. So he was a special guy. What else can you tell us about him? Because I was looking at the Facebook page, and there was some other charitable work that he did.
Yeah, he worked for what did he do? He drove the vans for fire. What is that called again?
Firefighter transport.
Yes, for the fire transport. Vans for them. He was the liaison when Stephen Pollard passed away. He was the liaison with the family, and
wow.
He met with the family once a month, at least once every couple. It just doesn't get better than Timmy Klein.
Special guy,
a real special guy, and I'm gonna do everything I can to keep his name alive.
Well, I can tell that you're a special guy just by meeting you once or twice and talking to you. Tell us about your last build. Who was it for? Where was it?
The last one we were at was for Jack Corrine. He's a lieutenant in Ladder 170, which is just he has one of his kids has a disability where he's in a wheelchair most of the time. We already did build a ramp for him. This time we came back and we raised his living room floor to make it level with the rest of the house. We raised the floor, extended all of his doorways. We extended the doorway in his bathroom. And and we installed a new floor. We raised the baseboard heating to match the floor.
Right.
We got it all. We had like 30 guys there, and we got it all done in one day.
Wow,
it's amazing. We have 2 healthy, thank God, grandchildren, children. My 3 children, and I don't think people out there really understand what you're doing is huge for these families. It seems like, they're building a ramp, but it changes their lives.
So people don't realize that it's a constant fight with insurance and Medicare and all that other stuff. It takes years to get this stuff, if you even get it. I'm telling you, if a guy calls me tomorrow, I'll have it done by Thursday.
Wow.
That there's if I find out there's a fireman or a first responder that needs help, it'll be done before the week is up.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
How many volunteers do you usually have? Is it usually around that, for one project, 30?
So, thank God, as John knows, I'm a lucky man and I'm a firefighter, and I have these 2 amazing houses that I belong with, Canarसी's Bravest and Merrick Boulevard, and I feel like if I tell one guy, 30 guys are going to show up.
Right.
It's just one of those things that people want to be involved with, and we're able to help our brothers and sisters out, and it's a great thing.
Well, I'll tell you what's standing out to me, and something that I feel pretty strongly about is a lot of people there's a lot of people that want to help someone, and a lot of people I think initially think about getting involved in a massive cause or something like that, which is wonderful, but if you can do something on the ground, something like this, very focused on helping, one family or whatever, you make a difference instantly, and my dad was saying, you could change a life, and there's something so amazing about that. And I think that, a lot of people, they want to do these bigger causes, but they don't, it takes a while sometimes for their impact to be felt. Whereas where something like this is, something, if you have that desire to help someone, you just jump right in, So
I was watching one of your videos with I don't think it was a recent build, I'm not sure, with the little girl that was coming up the ramp for the first time.
Yeah, we did that in February.
Who is that?
A girl, her father works in the Bronx. I think it's a 30 truck.
Okay.
Lives out in Orange County, and we headed out there, and we built the ramp for them in a day. We probably had 4 that build.
Wow. Yeah. And how long have you guys been around? How long has this been going on for?
I think since about 2017. We took over a fixed tournament out in Montauk, and then I went to the World Trade Center nurses, and they said they were having a really hard time getting someone to build these ramps. And I said, don't worry about it. From now on, we'll be the guys. We'll take care of it. And that's how it started. And hopefully it gets big enough. And every dollar that we donate goes to these ramps. There's not a dollar that's not being spent on a nail or a piece of wood,
Right. Without giving me specifics, John, how is your funding right now? Are you have enough funds to cover the projects you want to cover over the next few weeks?
Yeah, so it's a weird situation for us because, I got a call from the World Trade Center nurses or the Firefighters Foundation or family assistance, and they say, listen, we got a guy who's coming out of the hospital tomorrow. I need a ramp. Can't get him in the house. And I say, all right, well, clear your schedule. We're going to be there tomorrow. And that's kind of the way it works. So we could have one build in the next 3 weeks, or we could have 3 builds.
Right.
The second they tell us to be there, we're going to be there. And I think that's what makes us different than everybody, that we're able to, as a whole FDNY family, we're able to pick up and just get it done for these families.
Well, I'm glad that we could be a small piece. We'll continue to send you money from our shows and our shirt sales and all that. But we'd love to do another comedy night just for you guys. Number one, a night out for the ladies, and the men, who are sacrificing behind the scenes, instead of, the husband or the wife. I don't know if you have any ladies building with you right now, but being home that day, they're out doing this work for you. It's nice to be able to have a night where they both can come out and laugh. We'll throw you some money from the night. So we'll talk more about that.
Awesome. Thank you, John.
All right.
Yeah.
So any website?
Yeah, website.
My website is fightforfirefightersfoundation.com. The longest website name ever.
Try putting that on the back of a baseball uniform.
Right.
Fight for Firefighters. Say it one more time.
Fightforfirefightersfoundation.com.
Awesome. We'll be in touch, and thank you so much for coming on. Get those kids to bed.
All right. Thank you so much for everything.
All right. Thanks, John. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for all you do.
What a great guy. Great guy. I mean, just think about that.
I know. I mean,
heartbeat.
There's something to be said. I mean, to be able to, first of all, to have that skill to just build something.
I'm in awe of that.
Yeah,
I can't do anything.
And obviously, that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in that, because I can't. But just unbelievable, and
talented.
It's also nice to put your talent to a use that
really
helps somebody. We need to help more people. I mean, people are.
All you need is love.
People are struggling out there, and there's this very, not to get up on a soapbox, but there's this. I mean, there's this very general selfish vibe that comes around in the world today.
Push that away.
We need to push that away. And people like John, look what he's doing. It's unbelievable.
Well, and we
need more people like that.
And I say this all the time. And when you take you only have so much time. You can write checks out left and right, and that's necessary, and that's great. But when you spend your time doing something like that, like when we used to go to the Veterans Hospital or whatever, you walk away, you can't replace that feeling. You don't know what that feels like. So if you have some time to volunteer, whatever, you think you're helping somebody else, and you're making yourself a better person. I'm going to screw it up here, but there's a great line. It's it's famous, I'm sure, that Jackie Robinson said that I believe is actually on the rotunda heading into Citi Field, that says, your life is measured by the impact you have on other lives. That's powerful.
And I'm not quoting it perfectly, but that is
powerful.
and that's the kind of thing. And like somebody like John and the people that he works with, he's made an impact on lives, and that's something that you're just in awe of. So.
Absolutely. Hey, let's go to a break, and then we'll be back with Nancy Carbone from Friends of Firefighters.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of choking accident.
See, that should have been the long commercial, because I wanted to go pee. Now it's the short commercial.
Why don't you just go pee now? And I'll just sit here.
Because if somebody tunes in, they're going to not see me. And
well, that's the point, and viewership will go up.
Is it better for people to tune in or not tune in when you're talking about peeing?
Yeah.
You know what's worse? When I talk about peeing, then you pop in.
It's Mr. Poppin. That's what I'm going to call him from now on.
Mr. No, he's Mr. What is the guy from
Dr. Evil?
Dr. Evil.
He does, no.
Pops right in.
Oh, yeah. That's how you should be popping in.
Yeah, if you're going to pop in like that.
That's awesome.
All right, so
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
Don't do it.
Talking about people who give and people who've done wonderful work, let's bring in my good friend Nancy Carbone, founder and executive director of Friends of Firefighters. We're bringing Nancy and a shoulder of someone else.
This is Flo Moroni. She's one of our counselors, and I thought we'd shake it up a little bit. I'm not going to yell. Why are you guys yelling?
That's what I was told. You know I'm loud. Here he comes.
You are loud. But
I'm always loud.
Surround yourself with
Is she a therapist? Okay, my therapist quit on me a few weeks ago. She had it with me. Let's talk tomorrow. I need a new therapist. Are you game for that? Not you, Nancy.
20 years, John. I've known you for 20 years.
No, not you, her. Would she be willing to become my therapist?
No.
No.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we just all leave and have her you guys just have a session now?
That would be wonderful. My first session live? That would be great, Nancy.
That would go against everything we believe.
I guess so.
Confidential, so this can't be.
Hello, Nancy.
How are you, Johnny boy?
Always better when I see you.
Oh my God, you can shovel it like anybody, right?
I know.
Everything's good. I'll tell you, you're talking about. I mean, I'm sure it's just, you're joking, but counseling is. We are so swamped right now. What's wonderful is that the members are asking for help.
Yeah,
right.
And we have always had a larger percentage of retirees asking for help and family members, but now we're looking at active guys that are asking for help. We did go for, I'm horrified to say, almost 3 months with a wait list.
Wow.
John, you've known me a long time. A wait list to me is the worst thing in the world for a first responder. If they ask for help, it's already a Mayday. So we're happy to have finally been able to hire more counselors. It's hard to find counselors because most of them are slammed. Their schedules are slammed. I think people are having a very tough. I know people are having a very tough time. And you touched on one thing about people being aggressive and everything. These are different ways people express their stress, right? It's not always appropriate, but there are limited numbers of people that do counseling. And I thought I would bring Flo on to show that this is a real counselor, and maybe you want to throw her a couple of questions.
Yeah, actually, I firmly believe. I feel like. My wife and I say this all the time. We feel like everybody should be talking to somebody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Because there's just, we're all human beings. We all have our own things going on in our head, our own demons, our own things that are stressing us down. And it's so, I find it so important to talk to somebody that isn't necessarily a family member or a friend, somebody that, of course, is professionally trained, but also just can give you a perspective that, someone that knows you very, very personally can't. And I'm not ashamed to say I've been seeing a therapist for a long time, and she's changed my life and helped me a lot. And I think that it's something that needs to happen more often. And I encourage anybody that I talk to where it comes up in conversation to seek it out because it's so important.
I'm sorry. I appreciate you saying that. I think it's really important, but I think that the important thing to distinguish is that therapist is there as your guide. Mm-hmm. You're the one that made the changes. And it's really important to know that your therapist gave you the tools and then you did the work. So she didn't change your life. You did. She just
thank you. Well, thank you. Sure.
And I think that's really important. It is hard work. It's really hard work, especially if you have to drill down deep and do stuff that's,
Sure.
But a good therapist has you drill down, but with a purpose and a direction and a goal.
Yep.
Right. And you're right. You can't talk to a spouse or a child or a parent about some things because it's going to feel personal to them. They're going to either fix you or save you or condemn you or whatever, because it will always revert back to the relationship you have with them.
So, Flo, it's Flo.
So many people don't realize, therapy is not about fixing. I think, when we look at HBO, we look at In Treatment. I also do comedy, so you might get some one-liners from me. But you see all of even just our stereotypes of what therapy is. But I could say even going through the pandemic, my work with post-traumatic stress,
Yeah.
so much of what I'm doing, I'm actually holding space more than anything else.
Mhm.
Many people, unfortunately, if they're not trained, that's a struggle because your loved one never wants to see you in pain. That's why they're going to fix. You know what I mean? People, and I don't like seeing people in pain neither, but a lot of it is understated. That's also part of the process. It's the process that myself and my colleagues, we all respect, and we also know how to establish that safety, and that's the difference between a family member and a trained professional. Now, you understand my accent, I'm local. So that helps me like get through with like different, with first responders, teachers, blue collar, people that really need it the most, that won't really talk about needing it the most.
Right.
That makes sense.
So what would you say right now? Now, do you still have a waiting list, Nancy?
Actually, we just made several hires, so no, that'll be eliminated. Yeah.
All right. Because then good. Then I may be calling. The World Trade Center program did a great job. Even to this day, I was speaking to somebody over there up until a month and a half ago, but she left for brighter pastures, and they're shorthanded over there also.
Yeah.
So
Payne from CSU, we're at the same event in Atlantic City, and he said they're experiencing the same thing.
Yeah.
They cannot get enough counselors on board. It's very hard to find the counselors. And I have to say, we're extremely choosy about who comes to work for us.
That makes sense.
Mo was a natural. She comes from FDNY. Her family's FDNY going way back. So I didn't have to have her go through the training that our other counselors do, whereby a firefighter will come in and spend time to help. They don't have to know the 10 codes, but they have to know certain things. And you're not a regular population, you're a tribe. And so we need to know that all of our counselors respect and know that. We didn't have to teach Flo that. She actually taught us a couple of things. So it's real important to get the right people. I'm sure you can find counselors, but they have to be the right people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But
I'm used to it.
I also kind of mean but
this is why I talk so much outside of the house, because when I'm home, nobody lets me talk.
Fair.
Nobody.
Fair. But there's a reason. So, one thing I always say, and my wife and I've talked about this a lot, is that going on what you were just saying, Nancy, is that finding the right fits and the right, having a therapist is its own form of a relationship, and so it needs to be someone that you find you have a connection with and all that kind of stuff, and it's not easy.
It's hard.
And then and that's the thing. You were saying you're picky about the people that you bring on, and that's important because you want to bring on certain personalities that because one person may click with someone and they don't click with another. But it's finding that right fit is, I feel like it's a big part of the battle too, right?
Nancy, you remember that we had a therapist that came to the firehouse every day or every other day. And the one thing that he asked us is, how do I get through to because he didn't have a background, I don't think, in fire. How do I get through these guys? And I just said to him, come, bring some bagels and sit at the table every morning and start there. Just listen,
Yeah. But I want to just point out, he did not come from Friends of Firefighters.
No, he did not.
No, he did not. A lot of the firehouses right after 9/11 were inundated by people that wanted to help. And most of them were pure of heart. And they were really just devastated by what happened and wanted to help the firefighters and other first responders. But some of them were nuts. I have to be very blunt. Some of them wanted to go in and gather the stories and write books about it or a movie about it. And that was evident from the get-go. Not to say that gentleman did in your house, but there were people that were ill-equipped to work with firefighters. They truly did not understand the depth of the job, that you had just experienced something like 9/11, but you're still answering the tones when they go off and you're out there again, and it's day after day after day. People that didn't understand that or couldn't put, if they thought they were going to come in with a clipboard and interview you at your table while you had the dust on you from ground zero, that was not going to go over. Tell me how you feel. I saw an entire kitchen of guys stand up and walk out on this one woman who was well out of her place. And that was unfair to everyone involved, but I felt very bad for her. She wanted to do the right thing.
Right.
what that did, that sort of formed the mission of Friends of Firefighters. It formed my philosophy, whereby we do not send people to the house that aren't fully trained in the culture. And we do have firefighters teach them, because who better than firefighters? It's got to be done the right way. I can't teach them. I'm not a firefighter. But, John, you brought up a case. He was there. He was there every single day, the gentleman you talked about. And I know that he struggled because your house lost 19 members. That was devastating. Then that was 47 children, I think, that lost their dads from that one house. So I don't know that he came through from CSU or he was an individual that came.
I don't remember. I mean, I was glad he was there. I was used to sharing feelings because I went through marriage encounter where it's all feelings. So I had no problem with it. But most guys are not going to share feelings. They're just not going to do it. And even to this day, I mean, I know some guys who never went for any counseling or therapy, and I think it's affecting them now, 20 plus years later. Do you find Flo?
Yes, sir.
Majority of people, you said there's a lot more people coming to you. Is it because of COVID? Because of the isolation?
I would say yes. I would say there's uncertain times, like that we're all, living in. And also, especially with first responders, we talk about overtime, right? So overtime, they were just kind of constantly working. How do I balance my family, things like that? That's already a hard struggle, just by nature of the job to begin with. And then you put like 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, overtime, but also just, regular things. So the one thing I did want to tie this into is when you talk about relationships, right? You talk about you have a relationship with your therapist. And the big thing is understanding how we connect, right? And the biggest thing that I find is that what's great about a firehouse, and I always have fond memories of a firehouse, you can't fake it. You can't fake genuineness, right? And that's I think such a pivotal part of how we train, how you have to train therapists to engage with that population. You cannot fake authenticity. Right. You know what I mean? And that's a big part of it. And even when we look at the trying times we're in, like my time working with trauma was always like, I'm not Miss So-and-so. I'm not Dr. So-and-so. I'm Flo, and you're John. We're going to have a conversation. It doesn't matter if it's in my office or like on the side, like, in the back of the room. What's important is that we're having some sort of connection, right? You know what I mean? And anytime you're in trying times, that's what has to happen. I did disaster mental health. That was the same thing. Like I was having conversations with, on like shelter floors with people who lost their houses and things like that. And it's not about the checklist. It's not about, understanding the clipboard. It's about, just establishing connection when complete isolation is your reality, right? Because that connection heals. It will always heal. That and a couple of laughs.
Flo, hold on 1 second. Butch, Butch, do we have our comic in the waiting room? Because I don't see him.
I'm talking to Jaime right now.
And?
I'm hopefully getting him on. Keep talking what you're talking about. Go on.
All right. Let's talk a little bit. Let's turn the page. I am very, very disappointed because last year I couldn't go to the chili cook-off. I can't remember the reason. I don't remember. My daughter is graduating from Binghamton on the 21st. We're going up on the 20th to stay in a hotel, so we'll be there next morning. Tell us a little bit about this chili cook-off.
I call bullshit. You can come. You can come. You can't come this year. I get it, but you have to be at our. I'm teasing you, John. You have to be at our birthday party in June. But the chili cook-off is the firehouses throughout the city in all 5 boroughs, and I don't think your old house is in it. They're going to compete against each other, and it's a wonderful event. It's at Pig Beach in Brooklyn on Union Street, and there's music and there's prizes, and it's really just a really great night.
Fun night. It sounds like a fun night. Now, can we enter next year? Laughter Saves Lives, because he makes a good chili. Can we?
I'm very proud of my chili. I make about 3 things well, and that's one. I don't know if it would hold up against these, some of these fires.
No, you're going to get your ass kicked.
I would get killed, but I'd be curious to see what the experts think as they taste. Yeah.
Well, first of all, unless you're going with John to pick up his daughter, you're welcome to come. Butch, you're welcome to come.
It's graduation, so I'll be there. Yeah, I would.
You should enter it next year.
Yeah.
It's a really great opportunity to get together, and certainly the guys across the boroughs don't always have an opportunity to get together.
Sure.
And you know how competitive they are, so it's a lot of fun to see them engage in that. But it's just a great night, and it's important. It's important to start socializing when we can. That's been missing.
I'm really disappointed because it sounds like a fun night.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun night.
So we'll have the party in June, and that'll be in the 652, and everybody will be invited. And John, if you would, you can advertise it too. So it's going to be fun.
So do you have something else? I advertised the chili on my website, on my Facebook page today.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, June, I think it's June 8th. I don't want to say the date without being positive.
Right.
That's Suspenders. It's a party, and
14th.
it's, oh, thank you, the 14th.
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday night at Suspenders.
Is that the one in Manhattan?
Yeah.
That's still there? I didn't realize that was still there.
They moved to a new location. But
It sounds like you guys are going to burst the doors off that place, though.
Hell
right? Yeah.
That's the idea. And then we have the fall gala in October, on October 20th, and that's the big blown out affair, and that's usually in Red Hook, and we have to confirm the space before I can announce it.
All right.
Great.
And like I always say, I know we haven't did a kick-ass show yet, but I really want to do another show with you guys. It's important to me, so we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, no, I thank you, John. You've been a supporter from the beginning, and I really appreciate. I bust your chops all the time, and I love to because you sort of beg for it, but you do the right thing, and I really appreciate that. We all do. You do.
All
the
right,
right
well, I love it. It means you love me. You wouldn't bother with me if you didn't love me.
That's pretty much true.
So thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful
Flo,
meeting you, Flo.
Thank you for coming on. Good luck with the new job, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for all the work that you guys do.
Yes, all the work they do, Friends of Firefighters.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Nancy. All right, so do we have Jaime here?
We do. I see him.
Jamie's here, ready to go.
Oh, where is he? Oh yeah, a comic from Dallas, Texas. Good friend of Laughter Saves Lives. Shot some videos with you. I'm going to say Jaime Vaeth. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Hey, there I am.
Yeah, there he is. There's my guy.
Vaeth? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Because I hear you changed your name. You thought I wouldn't find you.
Yeah, exactly. How did you know I was trying to avoid you guys?
Everybody tries to avoid me. I'm used to it.
That last lady was giving too many compliments to you, John.
I know. Bring me back down to earth, Jaime. Bring me back down to earth.
I gotta ask you, Jaime, because obviously, I follow you on social media, and I'm always, I'm always really happy to see you doing well and all that kind of stuff. That
likewise.
Why the name switch? It's something
I can answer that.
Oh, you can?
I think I can answer that. Let me see if I can.
Go for it. Yeah, please. Yeah, sure.
Jaime starts doing stand-up comedy. Yeah. His family's mortified. He sucks. They don't want him using the name. Now Jamie's becoming a big shot, and now the family says, "Hey, Jaime, could you use the name again?" He's nice enough
to take it.
To go back.
That makes sense.
Is that close?
That's actually extremely accurate.
The second.
All right.
The second they realized you had a good 15 minutes, they said, "Grab it back."
Yeah, exactly. They saw me going to Vegas, and they were like, "All right, actually, we do support you. We were just teasing."
So how's Dallas going? How is it out there?
So I'm actually in Austin now. I moved out
you're
to
in
Austin last
Okay.
fall. Yeah, so I've been out here for better 8-9 months or so now. But the gravy thing just kind of happened a couple weeks ago. It's really just kind of been messing with me for a few years, like going by Gravit. I've kind of always wanted to go by Gravit, and but just I just kind of started with the stage name, and then it stuck, and I just woke up one day. I was like, well, if I keep thinking about it, I might as well just go ahead and pull the plug now,
right?
So that's just what happening.
Okay,
I like it.
Listen, he could have changed his name to anything, and I think this guy was great.
He's one of the funniest guys I
he
know.
really is.
You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about adding a Z at the end of it, making it Gravitz. That way people think I'm Jewish in the comedy industry.
You can do that. My first stage name was Johnny Constantino.
Where did that come from? Is that your middle name?
My grandfather's first name was Constantino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you changed it. That's terrible.
It was just 2 minutes.
That's terrible.
So what else is going on? What else is going on?
My time on the road came to an end, which was it was amazing while it lasted. It was full time, but I had to get back into the restaurant industry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, they reeled me back in, man.
Yeah.
What does that mean, the restaurant industry?
I'm waiting tables now and doing comedy still, but I had to get another job again. So we're back in that little dip in the comedy path.
Right.
It's always fun.
So what was it? So on the road, what were you, what kind of,
Vegas?
Was it Vegas? And then you
Vegas,
traveled all over, right?
Yeah, kind of all over. It was crazy. I actually we went up to New York last fall at some point, but we were over in Jersey doing the,
I'm sorry to hear that. No.
Yeah, same. We're going to New York, and they're like, actually, it's in Jersey. I was like, oh. So,
is it a theater or a comedy club?
I'm kidding, Jersey. Relax.
Yeah, it was a theater. I forgot what the theater was called. Shoot, my memory's bad. I hit a lot of places last year. It was the first time kind of touring like that. So
yeah,
it all started blending together after a while.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I need a diary. No, it was something like performance theater there in Jersey.
The Pack in Jersey.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it was the Pack.
Yeah.
And who were you touring with?
I was with Eddie Griffin.
You were Eddie
Griffin for him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, the NJ Pack.
That's the yes, that's the one. That's where I was at. It was
James,
a great theater.
Butch will, for a fee, will follow you around and pop in and just talk to you in your ear whenever you want.
On stage.
Because
on stage. It's like a fact check, though. I like it.
It is. It's like a live fact check. Yes.
So what else you have going on?
Well, like I said, the job, I tell you, the first job I got just real quick as a serving job was at Chili's,
right?
And which it just kind of needed something fast, and I didn't need anything fancy, and I tell the guy, I don't really tell people outside of comedy that I do comedy, because you know how it goes. Then they start asking questions, and you got to talk about it to someone who doesn't know it, and so I just try to avoid it. But yeah, tell me a joke. So I try to open up and tell them I do comedy, and the first thing he says is the manager. He's like, "Well, you cannot talk about Chili's on stage legally." And I'm like, yeah, because I would hate to tarnish the reputation of Chili's. Of all the places. Like, does he think that's what I would do? Like, I want to go around and soil the good name of Chili's restaurant establishment?
Yeah. Oh gosh,
that's funny.
That's hysterical. Chili's, man, they got to hold up that reputation.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to ever bash on a restaurant that gives you a lovely night out for two for $25. That's an appetizer, a dessert, 2 entrees. What a romantic, Chili's.
I guess you're not working at Chili's anymore, huh?
Yeah. Long story short, no longer at Chili's.
Exactly. I quit for the jokes.
True comic. That's it. Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank God your girlfriend didn't say, "Don't do any jokes about me."
I got rid of her too.
You needed another 5 minutes.
Anything for the shtick.
You needed another 5 minutes. We got to wrap it up in about 20 seconds. You want to give a website where you're going to be?
Yeah, you can check me out this weekend. I'll be in Corpus Christi featuring for the hilarious John Lovitz at Mesquite Street.
Cool.
Very excited about that. So check me out on Instagram at Jaime Gravitt Comedy.
That's the ticket.
All right, my brother. We hope to see you soon.
Hey, Jaime, great seeing you, man. Good luck with everything.
Yes, yeah.
You're awesome.
You as well, guys.
I'm glad you're doing well. Jaime Gravitt. Grab it. Jaime Gravitt. Well.
Thanks, guys. Love y'all.
Love you too, buddy.
One of the funniest guys around.
Funny guys. It's very hard to do funny, when you pressure here, but you go to see him live when he's doing 30 minutes and he's doing his thing.
He's great. I mean, he's really such
Butch, who do we got next week,
really
Butch?
Next week, we have actor, singer, dancer, and board member of the Firefighters Foundation, Oba Babatunde.
Babatunde! All right, we're done here, Butch.
Let's go. We're going to.
Great job, guys.
We're going to the diner. Good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody. John, Nancy, thank you.
Wonderful,
John,
wonderful,
Jamie,
wonderful evening.
Wonderful evening. Grab it, Jamie.
We're yelling too much. We're yelling too much.
Oh, yeah, we're yelling. I'm yelling.
I'm just following you.
I am yelling. Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? The circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.